Welcome to the Vinyl Channel. I'm that Vinyl Guy Boz. So today is Monday, and Monday is my day to play vinyl records. I work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and Monday is my first day off, and I play records, usually records that I gotten that week or the previous week. So I want to go ahead and show you all the records that I played today. So cue the intro and don't touch that dial. All right, welcome back. Let's go ahead and get started. So this first group of records are records that came in last week from eBay. So let's go ahead and get started. This one here is pop music. It's very cool. This was a record store day from 2019. It is a 10-inch vinyl record. It was issued in the Netherlands, so it was not for record store day in the US, it was record store day in the Netherlands. So I'm a huge fan of the song pop music. It came out when I was in junior high school. I loved the song, and when I heard that this had came out last year for record store day, I had to get it. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up and let you see it. Okay, and as you can see from the sticker here, they pressed 1,500 copies, and each one was individually numbered. And this one here is number 407, which is a pretty low number, so that's kind of cool. Let's go ahead and get the vinyl out. Now it has a paper sleeve. I would not normally keep records in paper sleeves, but I don't have 10-inch plastic sleeves, so I'm kind of stuck with this right now. But it is actually a pink marble, so it's a very cool copy. And what's extra special about this copy is that it has the 7-inch version of pop music. It has like a live salsa version, and also has the demo version. The demo version can be heard on YouTube if you're interested, but it's a very cool version. I never heard it before. So, and there you have it. Okay, so the next one here I got is Elvis Presley Blue Hawaii. It is a soundtrack. It's 180 gram. It's on standard black. The reason why I got this is because my father passed away last year, and it's one of his favorite soundtracks. He had it actually an 8-track in the car when we were kids. He played it all the time. So I just want to get it to to bring back some memories of my dad. So great record. Okay, and the next two records are related, but I'll start with the first one. So this is a very interesting pressing. This is from Japan, as you can see from the Obi strip here. And this is a band Sad Café, formed in 1976, Paul Young as the lead singer. So basically this was released in the UK, and right now I'm going to put up on the screen the Discogs entry for this, and you can see what the cover is supposed to look like. So this cover was considered to be too grotesque for the Japanese market. Okay, so what they did here, and I'm going to go ahead and take this out so you can see it. So what they did here, you see the little eye? So I'm going to take this out. So basically that eye you saw is that eye there. This is what the UK cover looked like, but again it was considered to be too grotesque for the Japanese market. So what they did is they did leave it intact, but the only way you can actually see it is to purchase it and remove it from the black cover. So it was their way to kind of like not have this on a shelf with this UK cover. So it's pretty cool, and yeah, it's a really good record. It was released in the UK and Japan, and I think a couple other countries. It was never released in the US, so I was glad to pick this up. Okay, so here is another album. Like I said, it's related to the first one. I didn't tell you the first one I showed you was released in 1978. So this one also has the same name, Misplaced Ideals. Okay, and this is the US copy. What's interesting is that this has both. It's like a greatest hits of Sad Café's first album, Fans to Raw, and the second album, Misplaced Ideals. So this one has songs off of both of their first albums, but for some reason they still called it the name of the second album. So it can be kind of confusing, but again, Paul Young is the lead singer. It's really good band. The music is pretty good. Okay, so the next set here is from Amazon. This here is Sad Clowns and Hillbillies by John Mellencamp and featuring Carlene Carter. So I'm a huge John Mellencamp fan. I actually know him as John Cougar. That's how I was introduced. If you look at my collection over here, you're going to see John Cougar. You're not going to see John Mellencamp. But I know his name is Mellencamp, so that's cool. But anyways, this came out recently, I think last year. And I'll put it up on the screen the actual year it came out. But it's a pretty good record. It does have a few songs a little bit on the countryside. No, they're okay, but there are a lot of really good songs on here. So if you're a fan of John Cougar, John Mellencamp, excuse me, then of course I would recommend you pick up this album. Okay, and the next one that I picked up was a reissue of the Best of Bee Gees. This is their work from the 70s, early 70s. There is no disco on this album. It's all their early material. It was released on purple vinyl. At least this copy was, so that's really cool. But I really like the Bee Gees early material, so I picked this up. That's a very cool record. Okay, and this here is also a pretty cool record. This is Dr. John's Gumbo. Okay, so this was pressed on teal vinyl. Okay, Muzik on Vinyl is the people that produced it. It says on here 1,500 copies. Okay, so this Dr. John album basically is a blues-inspired rock. The original album was released in 1972. Basically, this is a work of covers from blues artists and jazz musicians from New Orleans. It's an excellent album. My wife and I just listened to it. So great album. And last week I ventured into a used record store. Of course I have a mask on, but record store was in Lakeland, Florida. It was called Wax and Needle. It's a very cool record store. If you get a chance to stop by and check them out. You would think that the needle in the name refers to your stylus on your record player, but it's not. It's in the building in the rear. There is a tattoo parlor, and in the front there is a record store. So if you want to get some vinyl records and you want to get a tattoo, it's a one-stop shop. Okay, so here's one of the records I got. This is Meco, Pop Goes to the Movies. I'm a huge fan of Meco. I've got several other Meco albums in my collection. I did not have this one. So the price tag is up here, $2.99. Not bad at all. This was actually mint. So very good album. Okay, and this here is another Tron is a soundtrack. Now this store, this Wax and Needle, they have a very large selection of soundtracks, and I'm very much into soundtracks. If you're a fan of my channel, I'm sure you've seen that I've shown a lot of soundtracks. So I really like soundtracks. I'm a big fan of Tron. I've seen it many times, and I jumped at getting this record. Got home and played it. It was mint. Something really cool about this as well. It came with a little card, okay, and this says see the movie and be a part of the game. And you could take this to Bally Family Entertainment Center, okay, which I'm going to assume it was different than Bally's Fitness that we have today, okay. But this was an arcade. You can go play video games. They had a Tron video game out. As a teenager, I played that game all the time. But you can go and get 2 tokens from them. Trade this in for 2 tokens, and they actually included this in with the actual record. So very cool. Okay, and onward. So they had a copy of this. I'm a big novelty person, big in comedy. I actually bought this when I was in high school. I love this record. I played it to death. I still have the copy in my collection that I have from high school, but it's all beat up. Okay, if I played it right now, it would be skipping, and it really wouldn't sound that good. But of course, I've had it for all these years, so I can't get rid of it. But it was nice to actually get this is actually pretty close to mint. So I had to grab it, and of course, I played it today, and it was great. So price wasn't bad, $6.99. Very cool record. Okay, and another soundtrack. This is Rollercoaster. This is a movie, came out in 1977. My wife and I just watched this on Blu-ray just about a month ago. My wife had never seen it before. I've seen it several times, but I wanted her to see it, and both of us enjoyed the movie. And when you know, I went to this record store last week, and they had a copy of this sitting on the shelf. So of course I had to grab it. It was mint. It wasn't. I think it was $5.99 was the price for it, or $4.99. So black vinyl, of course, but it's great. It has George Segal. It has the movie debuts for Helen Hunt and for Steve Guttenberg. So that's very cool. But anyways, the soundtrack is really great. So I enjoyed this very much. And last but not least, we have Rod Stewart, Absolutely Live. I'm a big Rod Stewart fan. I have a lot of his records. I did not have this one, so it was only $6.99. Great deal. It was mint, so I was glad to pick it up. And there you go. I want to thank you for joining me today. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do so. Be sure to click the bell notifications so you know whenever I post a new video, usually on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And but again, thank you, and I'll see you all next time.